Alright, we are live. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. It's Brian Olinick here, coming to you from my home office. And today, I'm actually pretty excited. We're going to be talking about how to manifest more abundance into your life. Alright, your life. Not my life, but your life. And I figured, instead of sending you a million different ideas and tips and tricks of, the law of attraction, go watch the movie The Secret, I'd kind of just share with you my personal experience with this over the last, 2 years now. And it's kind of crazy. It's been 2 years now that when I think about it and I look back on it. But 2.5 years ago, before I was actually able to build a full-time income business on the internet, I was actually working a job. I was working a job as a baker in a restaurant, and everyone has their own idea of abundance and prosperity. Mine at that time, and you can apply this to any form of your life, so I want you to think here for a second, what you're wanting more abundance in, whether that be finances, whether it be your love life with your spouse, your wife, your husband. Alright, I want you to think of that right now here for a second. Alright, crystal clear. Alright, good. Make sure you got it clear in your head. From that point on, giving you an example here, when I was working as a baker in a restaurant, my idea of abundance and prosperity was just being able to breathe. And when I say breathe, being able to not have someone telling me what to do and how to do it, being able to make a living but actually have a life at the same time, and being able to do what I wanted to do. I mean, I craved that day and night, and for 2.5 years I had been trying, while I was working as a baker in a restaurant, I had been trying for 2.5 years to build a business, on the internet, and nothing was working for me. I tried all these backdoor strategies, shortcuts. I tried a lot of stuff, and it just wasn't working, and it was very frustrating, overwhelming. There was a lot of late nights, frustration, where I felt like giving up, but I didn't. And it wasn't until, get this, it wasn't until I came across the law of attraction. It wasn't until I came across specifically the movie The Secret. And at first I brushed it off as rah-rah, didn't think it was anything worthwhile. I'd heard of people who've tried to use The Secret and tried to use the law of attraction to, manifest abundance in their life, and they'd just sit there and say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, or I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, and all of a sudden, the next day, or in the next 30 minutes, someone would ring the doorbell with a bag full of cash and the keys to a Ferrari. I mean, it wasn't practical. I thought it was a bunch of rah-rah, because that's what I thought it was signifying, alright? That's what I thought it was revolved around, just, the idea of thinking, and then all of a sudden things are going to be receiving, and coming your way. And what happened was I brushed it off the first time, and that same day I had a friend who came to me and told me to watch it. And it was funny enough, I actually watched it, and that day I watched it 3 times over. I watched it again, and then I replayed it, and then I played it again. And what ended up happening was with Bob Proctor and The Secret, and if you haven't seen The Secret, I'd highly recommend you do it, because this is how I was able to learn how to attract things, more prosperity and abundance in my life. And what happened was that he was talking about paradigm shifts. He was talking about how your thoughts are really things, but it's more so not sitting there and hoping and wishing and praying that you're going to get something. It's actually taking action on it. And the cool thing is, with the law of attraction, you're not even going to know the exact actions that you need to take. But as you're taking action, you will course correct your way to get to that end result. Subconsciously, you're going to course correct your way. And in other words, what this meant to me was, what I was doing before, I didn't believe I could be abundant. I didn't believe, while I was trying to build a full-time income business, and pardon me if I sneeze, my apologies, I didn't believe, while building this business online, that I'd actually be able to do it successfully to the point where I could quit. I had never been able to, imagine myself making my own money before. I was just kind of doing it, hoping and praying that it would work. I saw other people doing it, and I did that for 2.5 years, which led me 2.5 years of failing. And it wasn't until I stumbled across The Secret and the law of attraction and Bob Proctor and a lot of other people who they were sharing with me kind of the principles that you have to go through and what you need to apply to get your mind ready. And what ended up happening was, after I saw that movie, for 30 days, alright, I started to imagine myself quitting my job. I started to visualize myself quitting my job. And I'll tell you, at first, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe, subconsciously and consciously, that I could actually leave my job. I still had limiting factors in my brain. But every single day, when I would get up in the morning, this is my routine, and I want you guys to map this out for your own life to get prosperity and abundance in your life. Every morning, instead of dreading how the day would turn out and how it would be, how I'd have to get to work at 11 in the morning, be there till 7 at night, all right, instead of dreading how horrible the day was going to be, I started thinking of the future and just being able to say, okay, this is not going to be on forever. I'm going to quit this job. I'm going to be successful on the internet building a business, and my idea of success was just being able to make enough to quit that job. And I kept replaying this in my head every day when I got up in the morning. I did this every single morning because the morning is the number one aspect that's going to drive your day, drive the rest of your day, whether it be positive or negative. So I decided to think of positive, things that were going to come my way eventually. And guess what? The first week, I didn't believe anything that I was thinking could really happen for me. The second week, I started to believe a little bit. The third week, I started to believe a little bit more. And the fourth week in, by the end of the month, all right, end of 30 days, I believed with absolute significance that I could quit my job, and I believed I could be successful online. It's going to be 30 days. And what ended up happening was, after those 30 days, I started to take action, and I came across a mentor who was building a business and income online, began to model and copy them. And guess what? After taking that action, taking those steps, beating my head through brick wall, when I came across this mentor and began to model and copy them, it took me 3 months after that point to end up saving up enough money to quit my job to create a full-time income business on the internet. That's going back September 12th of 2014, and I haven't looked back since then. So guys, I hope if you get anything out of this video, if you want to manifest more abundance and prosperity in your life, you need to believe you can do it, all right? And belief is a long way, all right? And you have to start off in small increments. At first, you're probably not going to believe you can do it. And then you got to be able to repeat the process over and over again every single day of visualizing yourself your ideal lifestyle. And from that point on, you need to start taking action. At first, I didn't know what actions to take. I just started searching things up on Google, started applying and taking action that way. And one thing led to another where I came across a person, they were willing to help me. And bam, guys, I was able to, create a business in 90 days that allowed me to quit my job. So that's my review and overview and personal experience. You can apply this to any form and aspect of your life. And, if you haven't seen The Secret, I'd recommend you see it. But that said, I hope you enjoyed this. It's been fun. And if you want to learn how to get around the same community, the same people, I've been able to, the same mentor who shared with me how to build a business and an income on the internet. If you want to learn to do this, to quit your job, create more prosperity and abundance in your life, to do the things you want to do when you want to do it, connect with me on my site. I'll put a link down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. And I'll see you guys on the beach of the world. Take care.